Southwest Airlines has more problematic baggage than your ex, and 15,000 to 20,000 bags of it are sitting at DIA. That's the estimate today by a Denver-based pilot who talked to Next about the airline meltdown that ruined Christmas. Southwest is still canceling more flights than it's flying, and it's expected to continue that way for days. Only about a third of Southwest scheduled passengers today were free to move about the country. The complete breakdown of that airline system has led to those mountains of baggage in Denver. You would think that the huge winter storm coast to coast hit Southwest Airlines alone. FlightAware says Southwest has 312 canceled flights at DIA today. 312. United has the second most, 13. So Southwest can try to blame the winter weather, but then it has to explain to customers why other airlines were not similarly impacted. Our Steve Steger looks at why relatively ancient technology is a much better explanation.
The catalyst was the storm.
Weather will always cause travel problems, but Southwest's meltdown had about as much to do with cold and snow as it did with technology, the company's management acknowledged to employees internally today.
Our COO and CEO actually today, for about the first time, alluded to that fact that this was the cause of it, and it's infrastructure, it's IT infrastructure.
That's Tom McCoy, a Denver-based Southwest pilot and a leader of the union for Southwest pilots. He says they've been warning of an epic fail like this related to technology for years.
We are woefully underprepared in terms of IT and how we deal with this growing network that we have.
Much of the issues with technology revolve around crew scheduling, a phone system for tens of thousands of pilots and flight crews.
In 2022, where we're depending on this massive company with 10,000 pilots to be able to reach somebody via a voice phone call.
The Union for Southwest flight attendants today shared screenshots showing how long they've been on hold.
I think that people will have a hard time imagining being on hold for your job for 20 hours, 17 hours, 5 hours. Often it works, but when it doesn't work, it's catastrophic.
Corliss King is the second vice president of the flight attendant union.
We've asked them to bring our flying and our technology up to the airline we have today. This is not our airline from 1971.
Publicly, Southwest today called their continuing problems unacceptable, and they apologized and promised to get things back on track. The question is, will that be enough?
We're concerned about those return customers now, right? Whether or not they have long memories, especially if you strand them on Christmas, is something that's so sacred to people, whether or not they're going to come back for years to come.
We want to be the airline that everyone loves.
Sure used to be. Now, a lot of this may have to do with the way that Southwest routes its flights. Think about it. They are not a hub and spoke system like the other airlines, where you've got a plane that leaves LaGuardia, goes to Detroit, goes back to LaGuardia, goes to Buffalo. Southwest does it where they'll go from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast with stops in between. That makes it harder when you have bigger disruptions like this. Southwest, for its part today, said that they hope to have things back online and operating relatively normally by next week. They're going to cut their schedules down to a third of what they were supposed to be. And the pilot we talked to today says what you're likely going to see are a lot of planes in the air right now with only crew on them and bags, because you've got all those bags that you've got to get to the other destinations. You got to get them there somehow, and that's probably how they're going to move them.
And it's not funny. At the same time, I mean, as much as people get outraged over stuff and they say, I'm never going to do business with that company again, and then memories are short and people move on and that kind of thing. But man, screw with somebody's Christmas.
I keep thinking about the fact that a lot of people were going to see loved ones maybe for the first time post-pandemic. This is going to stick in their memory banks for a while. The question is, will Southwest be able to overcome it, or will it be a frontier situation where you've got an airline that was once beloved by people here, maybe not so much?
Remember when Frontier had hot cookies?
Yeah.
I remember that. And not anymore. All right, thank you, Steve.